In the parent-adult-child relationship, there very often are unconscious patterns or roles that we fall into, and my father and I refer to these as prototypes. These are almost like broad character types that we slip into, especially in stressful moments, but also just in general as a default approach to coping with the relationship. We typically start this session of the workshop with the prototypes for parents. The most common parent prototypes that we've identified are the guilty parent, the child parent, the victim parent, the worried parent, and the disapproving parent. Understanding how these different prototypes play out in my relationship with my dad has been a huge tool in giving that relationship a fresh start. What we're trying to do here with this weekend is to expand vastly the repertoire of choices that you have so that you can bring more freedom to it and have the experience of freedom in it, which will relax you in the relationship and allow you to be more yourself and all of that. We still need to dive a little further into the roles that we play, and that's what we call the prototypes. The prototypes don't entirely typify or capture a person's entire personality. It's what you default to in moments of stress and tension.
And these prototypes, we will lay them out for you. There's certain parental prototypes, there's certain child prototypes. The reason we talk about these prototypes is so that you can recognize it again to give you choice.
Yeah.
So that they're not just automatic.
We're going to now talk about the guilty parent.
Oh boy.
You know anything about this one?
Ta-da. So I talked about that last night already. I carried so much guilt. For years I've seen my kids mostly through the eyes of what I did wrong or what I didn't do right. Which means I wasn't seeing them. And it was through that lens that I viewed them, and it was from that perspective that I behaved towards them. Being aware of these prototypes, I'm able to rise above them and be much more conscious. Yeah, the more guilt that we carry inside, the more we want to defend against it. Then we don't listen, we don't see.
When you're in a guilty prototype, you're guilty waiting to happen. When you're in any prototype, you're that thing waiting to happen.
If I may, just a comment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had such a big aha moment, which I've had, but it was sort of crystallized, I guess.
Yeah.
I spent more time with my child asking him if he was okay. You know, I was looking for the not okay.
Yes.
And he would say, I want to talk to my dad, not to a therapist. Because I would do the same thing. It just reminded, well, remember when I wasn't present for you in your life and it must have caused a lot of abandonment issues, blah, blah, blah.
That's right. Which is making it all about you.
It was, yeah, of course.
Good for him for saying, I want a dad, not a therapist.
Right.
Because that's not your role. Yeah, it's great that you can see that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, the worried parent, which is definitely related to the guilty parent, but we're going to make a slight distinction.
It's a subtle one, isn't it? Because how can you not be concerned? But being consumed by that concern,
Yeah.
and not dominating your mental life and your emotional life, that's what we mean by the worried parent.
You can't be okay unless your child is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for a lot of parents, that just seems like a normal admission to make.
And there's an old saying that a parent can only be as happy as their unhappiest child. Well, it's not true, but the worried parent falls into that prototype of having their emotional life dominated by the emotional life of the child.
And one thing we're going to start to get into is to start to imagine what's it like for the other person to deal with that prototype. So what's it like for a child to know that their unhappiness has the power to ruin their parent's month or year?
I think what came up for me in that very moment is how stifling my prototype is.
Now let's make a distinction here. We can be worried for our kids without being a worried prototype. When you're in the worried prototype, to see the kids purely through the eyes of the worry is to limit. You just don't see them.
Right.
Seeing the patterns of your own prototype starts to bring coherence and meaning, really, to the patterns in the relationship, too.
I'm Kelsey Dieters. I live in Oceanside, and what drew me to this retreat was that I had been watching Dr. Gabor Maté on YouTube quite a bit. He was succinctly describing addiction.
What was interesting for me is I wasn't a worried parent with my first son. And then I had my second son 10 years later, and he was like me as a child. He was very sensitive.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He died in 2020.
That son died. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yeah. How old was he when he died?
27.
27.
Having lost my son to being overdosed by someone, I was broken. My relationship with Dakota was very protective of him because I saw how sensitive he was. When he went to college, I remember standing across the green and saying goodbye to him, and this voice said to me, "You should not leave him here. You should not leave him here." He had social anxiety, so we went to the clinic and they gave him some benzos. They loaded him up on benzos, they wear off, and then, oh, you can't have any more. Well, in Durango, Colorado, a bag of heroin is $10. So somebody said, "Why don't you try this?" And so I just remember talking to him and saying, "Are you okay?" You know, and he was slurring his speech and this and that. So I just looked at the calendar one day and just got on a plane and went there. And he was living in a hovel and he was addicted to heroin. In my need to protect Dakota, I wasn't there for Christopher as much as I might have been. I know it was a challenge for Christopher. He didn't know how to help his brother. Neither did I.
So a worried parent I was, but not about my oldest son.
What are you caring about all this right now?
Well, I've had 3 stints in my heart, and I keep losing weight. I'm not sure I want to be here. It's not like I'm going to kill myself or anything today, but I'm just saying I don't know how to go forward.
Let me rephrase the question. Well, first of all, I mean, what a heavy history. Just what a heavy history. So much grief, so much loss. In terms of your intention for being here for this workshop, what is your intention?
My intention here is to have the best relationship that I can have with my son going forward.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Are you aware of anything inside you that might need to shift in order to alter that relationship for the better? And I'm not asking you to answer it right now because I don't think you know. But I'm suggesting that keep that question open in your mind.
Okay.
Of what needs to shift in me, because you're the only one who's here.
Mm-hmm.
So that any shift is only going to happen within yourself. Let's see if over time you can identify what is it in you that needs to shift, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
The adult-child prototypes are just as important. Understanding which one I tend to fall into the most has been really important and helpful in navigating my relationship to the relationship. Some of the most common adult-child prototypes are the aggrieved child, the dutiful child, the withdrawn child, the puerile child, and the striving child. All right, so moving on, we have the adult-child prototypes. So the withdrawn adult child is just the one that keeps their distance. That's their way of coping. And of course, that's a distorted version of a healthy trait called independence, autonomy.
Setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries, right? But here's the thing about boundaries. The withdrawn adult child only has one boundary setting, and it's 10 10-foot poles. Just
Well, it's a wall.
It's a wall, right? It's a border wall. And there's no flexibility, there's no give. And that can create all kinds of stuck dynamics. So in terms of the prototypes that we teach in the course, the one that I gravitate towards the most, for sure, would be the aggrieved adult child. The one who will never be satisfied with any apologies or any restitutions. And the one who's constantly seeing the connection between his current struggles as an adult and what happened in the past and who his parents still are.
This aggrieved child, there seems to be a constant resentment about him.
Constant resentment and constant agitation, and it won't leave them alone.
To say what it evokes in the parent is 2 things. This frustration, which I've said to you, is when are you going to let me off the hook already?
Which sounds like the victim parent to me, but anyway.
Whatever, but that's what it feels like.
Yes,
you know,
yeah, of course, I've heard that from you.
And the other is a constant walking around eggshells.
That's right.
We both have done the work of trying to understand the other one. It's been extremely rewarding, but it's not been easy.
So we wanted to turn to Alea. I just first of all want to acknowledge what a beautiful and unique phenomenon it is to have a span of 3 generations and 2 of those in the room, both looking at the same generation, the same person from the opposite lens, and what a beautiful thing it says about your relationship and who you've been in her life and who you've been in hers. So with that, I invite you, Leah, to speak.
I feel like I kind of raised myself, and I recognize, like, you know, there's no book for this on either end, parenting and being a child. You know, I have a lot of this resentment, and I feel like an enraged child, adult child, should also be on there, because I feel like, I mean, I've got a lot of anger, and it's been suppressed, and it's coming out, and I'm just like trying to figure out how to deal with it.
So anger is a perfectly normal emotion, and you pushed it down. Why do you suppose you did that?
To keep the peace.
When you tell yourself now to push past the anger, you don't want to do that. You want to embrace that part of you, that aspect of you. It's real. You want to take care of it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should we break now?
Yeah, we should, I think. So we'll break for 10 minutes, come back, have another session.
One of my favorite parts of the workshop is when we talk about the working theory, which is a set of hidden assumptions and implicit explanations about the other person and their behavior. And when I say hidden, I mainly mean hidden from you. You don't even know you have it. And it comes with an automatic way of dealing or coping with the version of them that you think you're seeing.
A big part of the things you know are in fact not really knowledge or facts, but a working theory that you've cobbled together over the years. And now when you look at them through the lens of that point of view.
There's usually a sense of you think you know why they're behaving the way they're behaving.
That's right.
Or that how they're behaving is somehow intentional. There's at least 4 people present in the relationship. There's who you actually are, there's who the actual other is, then there's who you believe the other is, and who the other believes you are.
My name is Tiffany. I'm originally from Indiana and now live in West LA. My mom and I have had a conflicted relationship for many years. Probably since I was born. I filled out the application to be a part of this as part of my journey to work on my healing. And it wasn't easy for me to do. It's probably one of the most difficult things that I've ever done.
But for those of you that haven't spoken, there might be any number of reasons why not, okay? One of them is you haven't been moved to speak. Nothing came up for you. That's possible, and that's fine. I'm talking to those of you for whom stuff may have come up, but you haven't said anything, okay? And I don't know if that's the case for anybody here, but it possibly could be. Then consider the reason. If stuff is coming up for you, consider why you might not be sharing.
Well, something happened to me. I feel like my mom wasn't there to protect me. And I've tried bringing it up to her and talking to her about it. And she becomes very defensive. And she won't open up to me or speak at least what my truth is about what happened to me. I want to gain more trust in her, and I want her to trust me.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
I guess I'm one of those people that doesn't really know what to say or what to ask.
because it's such an overwhelming feeling for me to be here. And I think, one of the first things that I just want to do is just break down and cry.
Okay, can you stop there for a second? Yeah. There's a working theory there, which is that there's something wrong if I break down and cry. What is the working theory as to what's wrong with, say, crying and becoming emotional?
Yeah, thank you. I don't want to hurt my mom.
Is your mom here?
Yeah.